Hey! Hi, how you doing? This is Ryan, and welcome back to the Gamertron Show. Now let's not waste any time and just get straight to the title of the video. Why are gamers so terrified of bad video games, and what do I mean by that exactly? Well, as I'm sure you're all well aware by now, I am a staunch opponent of the whole gaming is dying, gaming is boring, gaming is no longer fun hysteria, and one of the most utilized tool in the arsenal of arguments. Defending this position are recent, modern, genuinely, objectively bad video games. In this year in particular, 2023, our three main contenders are Forspoken, Redfall, and Gollum. Gamers would have you believe that because of the release of these free flops in 2023, that this is evidence of the decline of gaming. Now, of course, this is an absurdist position to take. With the releases of The Legend of Zelda, Tears of the Kingdom, Resident Evil 4 Remake, Dead Space Remake, Street Fighter 6, Final Fantasy 16, Pikmin 4, Fire Emblem Engage, Baldur's Gate 3, Remnant 2, Amnesia the Bunker, Hi-Fi Rush, and now the most recently released Armored Core 6, all of these critically acclaimed releases in 2023, irrefutable evidence that the video game industry is still producing quality products. Hell, I only listed off some of the more mainstream critically acclaimed titles that released in 2023. I haven't even gone into the breadth and depth of indie releases. When it comes to the year of 2023, there is no shortage of good gaming to be had, yet this year, like every year in gaming, there is a sizable portion of people online still proclaiming the death of gaming. Now, of course, there are other reasons for this, and not just the release of some bad video games. Of course, microtransactions, bad business practices, etc., etc. There are many reasons surrounding the anti-gaming rhetoric, but for this video, we're going to focus specifically to the reactions and the, quite frankly, overreactions of the release of bad video games, and why I personally find this deeply troubling and concerning. First off, a disclaimer. Let's get this out of the way. I am not saying in any way, shape, or form that we cannot criticize bad video games. Constructive criticism is crucial. Video game developers are obviously human beings, and like every other human being on the planet, we need to learn from our mistakes. You can't achieve success without understanding why you failed. So when a video game developer puts out a poor quality product, constructive criticism is absolutely necessary and warranted. I mean, they're putting out a product after all. People are purchasing said product. The consumers are within their right to provide constructive criticism. They spent their money on the gosh darn thing after all, didn't they? But here's the thing that bugs me. There appears to be a sizable portion of people on the internet who wholeheartedly believe that bad quality products should just not be allowed to exist at all. This doesn't just apply to video games, but also to other forms of entertainment media, whether it be movies, television, or comic books, what have you. There are people out there who are genuinely offended by the mere existence of these poor quality products. And this perplexes me, because we need bad products, we need bad media, we need bad video games, bad movies, etc., etc. We need the bad in order to contrast it with the good. We need the bad so we can learn from it and make more good works of art and good quality products. When a bad video game or a bad movie gets put out into the world, this should be the opportunity for a learning experience, where the consumer airs their grievances and provides their constructive criticism, and the creators absorb all of this, take it all into account, and then use this information to either improve the piece of content that people take issue with, or utilize it as a foundation to create a better piece of content in the future. When it comes to video games in particular, some of the best video games of all time are built upon iteration and learning from the mistakes of not just oneself, but the mistakes of others. If we do not have available video games of various qualities to contrast and compare from, how can we possibly hope to reach an understanding for not only improvement, but also appreciation? Bad products, bad media, is necessary. Now, creators of every and any kind should never strive to make bad quality products or bad media, bad content. It is absolutely not something to strive for, but it is inevitable. We're only human, and human beings make mistakes. One would hope that would be obvious, but there appears to be a growing demand for perfection and nothing less than perfection. For, well, everything. All the time. 100% guaranteed satisfaction, expectations must be met, no disappointment allowed. Do I really have to explain why that's completely irrational and not reasonable whatsoever? Newsflash, ladies and gentlemen, we're going to get more bad video games in the future. Just as we're going to get more bad movies and more bad TV shows and just more bad media and products and content in the future. It is inevitable. It's never going to stop because guess what? We're only human. So the outrage, the outcries, the hysteria, the proclamations that this is the end of good quality content forever, that society itself is degrading, all of this and more is not only completely unnecessary, but also disturbingly closed-minded. Via a gross abuse of nostalgia, there is this truly childish assumption that all of the media, all of the content you consumed in the past, in your younger years, was all quality. That all of the video games that released back in the 80s, 90s, and early 2000s, they were all great games, and there were no bad video games released ever. This is, of course, objectively false. All you have to do is Google the worst video games of all time, and you will see. Wikipedia has a very long list of all of the terrible, absolutely garbage video games that have released throughout the decades. Bad video games are nothing new, and yet gamers nowadays cry out in both horror and rage and declare the end of the world whenever a bad video game is released nowadays. The release of a bad quality product is a regular occurrence. It always has been. There has never been a point in history where we were just getting non-stop quality products and media and content. There is no time in human history where that ever occurred. So the question becomes, why do so many gamers in the modern day revel in and hyper-focus on bad video games? Why do the few bad video games that release every year seem to overshadow and have more value when it comes to discussions around the current state of the video game industry? Of course, this can be applied to movies and television and other forms of media and entertainment and content as well. All of this despite the objective fact that we still get good video games nowadays, we still get good movies nowadays, we still get good TV shows nowadays. Yet there are literally thousands upon thousands online who legitimately believe that all of these entertainment industries are dying and failing and no one is happy with the state of them. It's quite fascinating and disturbing all at the same time. But there's yet another factor that we haven't even discussed yet. What about all of the people who genuinely enjoy bad quality products? Why are they being left out to dry? Now, of course, these people in particular are not a majority. The vast majority of people want to experience and consume good quality products. But let's not underestimate that there's a sizable amount of people that find genuine happiness experiencing and consuming bad quality products. They find their failings amusing, entertaining, funny. And come on now. Come on, let's all be honest with each other. We have bad movies and bad video games that we enjoy, guilty pleasures, pieces of media, products, content that we know aren't well made, but we enjoy regardless. For me personally, I have a great deal of guilty pleasure video games. Hell, as I'm sure you've noticed just watching the gameplay footage in this very video, I'm using gameplay from Battlefield 2042. Even though the game has seen major improvements since its disastrous launch, there are still many other objectively better first-person shooter video games I could be playing, but despite the game's issues and obvious flaws, there's little bits and pieces here, a certain experience that it provides that I personally really enjoy. Was Battlefield 2042 a piece of garbage at launch? Yes. Has it improved since launch? Yes. Are there still objectively better video games to play besides Battlefield 2042? Yes. Do I still enjoy playing the game? Yes. Yet this nuance is lost on so many gamers online. Instead, it's always hyperbole, it's always extremes. We can't just give constructive criticism, the developers need to be cancelled and the studio shuttered. If even a single bad video game releases in a year, well, the entire year in gaming is now officially the worst year in gaming ever, and the video game industry is dying, and video games are no longer fun anymore. We'll just ignore all the other hundreds of truly fantastic video games that released this very same year. They don't matter as much as the bad ones. Now I wish I had answers for you. I wish I understood myself why this extremism exists. Why nowadays there is such a fear and a hatred for any bad quality content. Why there's this apprehension towards learning and growing from mistakes and failures nowadays. I wish I knew where this irrational mindset and belief system came from. But alas, to the best of my knowledge, all we can do for now is push back against this rhetoric with facts, logic, reasoning, nuance, and of course just a wee bit of ribbing and teasing now and then. Essentially just calling these fucking idiots what they are. Fucking idiots. In the end, constructive criticism is necessary and good. Bad video games exist, and they are always going to exist. So, deal with it. Anyways, that's been a video. Thank you for watching. If you did indeed like the video in any way, shape, or form, please be sure to hit the like button, leave a comment, share the video on social media, Twitter, Reddit, and Facebook. And if you want to help out and support me directly, please consider making a donation via the Super Thanks feature here on YouTube, or by clicking on the links and donating via my Ko-Fi or Buy Me a Coffee pages, links in the description down below. Anyways, once again, that's been a video. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you all later.